welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. Thank you for all those that are returning. I really greatly appreciate it. I know it's been a little while, but I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. It's just kind of hard sometimes, especially, depending on where your mindset is and what's going on. But I'm going to try to get back into it, start with these, work on trying to get them editing tomorrow, fingers crossed. But we will finish out the videos with the school planner. We don't have much time left in it. We are currently I won't show April because I want to be able to post that video because I am going to edit. Now there won't be any sound to it. It'll probably just be playing music in the background, just because I wasn't able to do voiceover and stuff like that. But first week of April, this is how it turned out. It was just using mostly stickers from Hobby Lobby. We didn't have school Friday. The functional and a couple of others were Happy Planner. But we are getting ready for this next week. It's going fast. Actually meant to have us working more on preparing for TCAPs because those are next week, but we are going to get on it this week. Unless she's awake when I get done, then I'll go in there and we can do some tonight. But I wanted to use this Garden Joy sticker book again for this current week. I think I've used this book once already. I don't remember, but I figure I'd go ahead and use it again. So we will just use some of these. So let me put the sticker book off to the side for a second. Make sure I'm still in frame. And so we will just trim this down a little bit and put the labels to the side here. Now for next year, or for next year's school planner, I've got one picked out, and it will be outdated. It actually may already be outdated, but I've already got it set up for the months to be, where they need to be. And I actually won't have to do it across the sidebar here because this is a homeschool planner. And so that's the reason why I'm doing it down the side here instead of across the top. But next school year, it will actually be a teacher planner. So I'll be putting the topics across the top. I'll have to get me some more labels by then once I figure out what her schedule is. Once I get it figured out, then I can make labels of the classes that she will have next year. I hadn't looked to see what all they offer. And then I had to print off on my label maker ones for Study Islands because I never did. I didn't do any for Study Islands just because originally during the first semester, as some of you watched, I put them in this box over here because she had, for the first semester, she had internet safety, and it was over here, but she didn't have that for this half of the year, so that left an empty spot over here, so I just moved Study Island over there, and now I filled this box up. Okay, so what I typically do is I do the functional first. So let me put my tweezers right here. I had to start hiding them because my daughter was coming in and borrowing them and then not putting them back. We are at that age where she comes in, borrows Mama's stuff, and then forgets to put it back, and then I have to go track it down. She has math lab lessons on Monday, so bring that down a little bit. I probably should put the live lesson boxes first. See if I have any boxes. Those are too big. Those are definitely too big. Okay, here we go. I really liked this sticker book. It was a really pretty one, and I got it for a good deal. Now, typically we have science lab lessons Mondays and Wednesdays, but her science teacher has been going through a lot personally, and so we've not had lab lessons in science. They just had to do a study-related assignment, like extra. That they typically would do during the live lesson to get graded for. There we go. Let's see, I think that was all for that page. Not really looking to use any type of foil, but I think the only other ones that I would have to use in this shape would be darker colors, and I'm trying to stick with the lighter colors or brighter colors. All right, so I've got the live lessons done. Let me go back to the dots. Here we go. So yeah, they're having teacups next week. So this week from the looks of it, and even though they have teacups next week, they still will have like one or like a couple of assignments each day to do. And I want to use a different color there. Put this one there. So I don't think they're having them have real hard weeks with a lot of assignments just because of teacups. I don't think. Let's see. I mean, when it's going down, it looks like a lot, but it's really not. Okay, yep, that's all that. Gosh. Okay. Well, oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I just felt like I could have had a heart attack right then. There was a light bulb blue in the overhead light, and it made me jump. Oh my gosh. I got goosebumps everywhere. Oh my gosh. That was, oh goodness, that's, whew. That gave me goosebumps so bad, and gave me chills so much, I'm having a hard time focusing now. Okay, so ELA math, science, social studies, study island, okay. And I don't know why the ends of these boxes don't want to stay down. Oh. And so she doesn't have, I'll double check, but it doesn't look like she has visual art any next week. I'll double check on her, on the school's planner in the back office, but it doesn't look like she's going to have visual art next week, or this week, technically. My heart is still trying to get straight from that light bulb blowing. Oh my gosh, that startled me so bad. Oh my goodness. Okay. Alright, so I got all the functional down. Let me because I want to find where does it say the washi tape at? Trying to make sure that I find one wide enough to go over that. Oops. Apparently didn't lay that back down on the paper straight. Okay, not bad. Okay, so now I can just go in with decorative because I got all the functional down. Now here, the weekends, I don't use, we don't use the weekends, and this box right here, we don't. Because I was using that for study island, but I got to move it. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and tear this out because I'll probably go ahead and finish this. This one is a quote. There we go. Okay, here's another sheet done. Here's, get it to come up. That's what I like about this book, is it has such big pieces that you can fill up a lot of space. Let's see. Does this not have any quotes? I mean, it's got, don't need headers. I'm looking for quotes, but I'm starting to think it don't have any. Let's see. Just put the circle in there, and I'll find a just clear one or something to put there. Let's see. Now I do like some of the topics that they're going over this week in science, because it's a lot of like weather related. So that's pretty cool. And some of the topics that it's covering is pretty cool, like hurricanes and well, the end of the week is talking about wildfires, and I don't say that lightly, but I find I've always found weather fascinating, like how it develops, everything that you know, like all the steps in the process of how weather develops and storms and stuff like that. I've always found it very fascinating, because it's so fascinating how, you know, things have to align perfectly for, you know, storms to develop, or what makes their paths go the way that they do. Just all that stuff. I've always been very fascinated with it. So yeah, I've seen that and I was like, oh, that would be fun to kind of sit on and, you know, see what she can teach me, because I'm sure it's changed a lot since I studied, you know, that type of thing in school. I'm not seeing any other quotes. All kinds of flowers, but not like any quotes. That's all headers. And here's a couple of box ones, I guess. I don't really have any room for that other side, so let's see, what color do I want to use? I'm going to use something different than I haven't used in a while, so I'll go with this color. And of course, as always, sticking with my friction erasable pens. Love these. Alright, so I'm going to go in right quick and fill everything out. I always even show this part. I do typically speed it up so that way you don't have to sit through it. But I show this part just because it's part of the process, and just, you know, shows how I do it and all that. So I'm going to speed it up and I'll be right back. that is getting everything filled out. Now, did see that Wednesday is a test, and I did see some, yep, test stickers. I want to be able to use them. A couple of these little white flowers right here. And put one there. Usually I fill up the sidebar a little more than that, but I don't think I'm going to do it just because this sticker book does such a good job at filling up the pages. Sorry about that. I don't want to take the bookmark out because this, where it's so much bigger and stuff, I don't think I'd be able to get the bookmark to stand up like I was able to with the others. Oh, before I put that in, let's cut these edges off. Okay. Let's stick this pin in here because that's the one I will use this week, and that will be it. I mean, as you can tell, let me do that. Alright, that gets it down a little bit. It's so thick because where I cover up this sidebar, because I'll show you what it will, well, no, I can't show you because covered up, but I've got the extra nuts here. So typically what this planner looks like is it has this down the side. Make sure it's in frame where you can see it. Yep. So normally it has all this down the side on the monthly, and it has all this down the side of the weekly. Well, I need this to be able to put the subjects along the side, and I can't do that like that. So I go in and I cover it up both on the monthly and the weekly to get that clean over there. The only disadvantage is it does make this planner in general very thick very quickly. So yeah, all this right here is, you know, this whole school year, but it makes it look like such a thicker planner than it actually is just because of that. But it's okay, you know, sometimes you got to do that, but it's okay. So that will do it for this setup. Getting us all ready for this week. Going to be doing some more TCAP reviews and helping her get ready for TCAPs because those do start next week. So if you liked how this turned out, make sure to hit that like button, and if you haven't yet and you would like to, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.